welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I'd like to extend a sincere thank you to all of my existing subscribers and welcome to all of you who are new. Here on Hot and Spicy Guyana, we take simple ingredients and turn them into delicious and tasty meals with easy to follow steps. Today I will be making egg balls. Egg balls are a delicious Guyanese snack which is usually served on the streets or sold by vendors, and it is sold with many variations of sour. I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you find value in this recipe, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell and turn it on so that you can be notified every time I upload these delicious and mouth-watering recipes. With no further ado guys, let's get into the video. Here are my ingredients. I have 2 cassava which I've gone ahead and chopped up just because it makes it easier and simpler to handle when I'm peeling it. But there's another option. You can also use the frozen cassava. That makes it easier because you don't have to peel it and chip it up, guys. You can also find that in the grocery stores. I also have green seasoning. This is what my green seasoning looks like. As you guys know, if you've been watching all of my videos, I always use this to season meat or fish or whatever meats I'm using. I've added 3 tablespoons of that. I also have the green onions. I've gone ahead and chopped and sliced thinly. I have 10 eggs which I'm going to be boiling. I have 6 cloves of garlic which I've also gone ahead and grated. I have half a cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to be using this for basting of the egg ball before frying. I have my oil which I'm also going to be using for frying, salt to taste, and all-purpose seasoning. You don't have to use the all-purpose seasoning. If you have any other seasonings in your kitchen that you like using, you can also use that and add to taste. Now I'm bringing my water up to a boil before adding my eggs. That's the first step. So while I'm going to be cleaning the cassava, my eggs are going to be boiling. You want to make sure that you boil this egg for about 8 to 10 minutes, just so it's not overcooked, guys, because when it's overcooked, it makes it harder to peel and you don't have that nice texture that you're looking for. So now I'm just going to continue peeling this, and then I'm going to wash this and come back and show you guys the next step. So guys, as you can see, my water is boiling there, and I've now finished cutting my cassava and peeling it. I'm now going to just wash this off and add my eggs to the pan and cover and let this boil while I'm washing off my cassava. You want to make sure you add the lid on this to boil. That way it boils it faster and it comes up to a temperature really quick. As you can see, my eggs are boiling. And I've washed my cassava and added it to a pot of water. I'm now going to let this boil for about 15 to 20 minutes. Depending on how thick your cassavas are and how you cut them, you're gonna gauge it out and see. If it needs more time, then by all means you can put it for more time, but as soon as you stick the fork in it, or another way you can know when they're all done is by a split in the middle. I'm going to show you when this is done boiling. The cassavas are going to be split in the middle. That's how you know also that it's done boiling. I'm only going to be adding some salt into this for boiling, and then I'm going to take my eggs off and place it into some cold water so that I can stop the process of cooking. As you can see, I've peeled my eggs and here they are. Now I'm going to show you the cassava. I said that it's going to be cracked in the middle, and that's how you know that it's done. After about 15 to 20 minutes of cooking, this is what I'm talking about, guys, and this is how you know that it's done. As you can see there is the crack or the split. I'm just going to let this go for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm going to strain this and mash, and then we're going to show you the next step. Now, after boiling for about 25 minutes, I'm now going to begin mashing this up. You want to make sure you use a fork, or you use a potato masher, or you can also do it with your hands. But because it is really hot, I'm just going to use a potato masher, guys. You don't want to use a food processor or anything like that because it's gonna make it really gooey. Just make sure you use your hands, fork, or a potato masher, and you want to do this when it's hot just so it's easier, because if you allow it to get cold, just like when you're making mashed potatoes, it makes it harder. I'm now going to add all of these ingredients in, and before doing that, you want to look in the middle of the cassava. There's usually a string. This is called the membrane. This is hard to chew. Like, you cannot eat this, guys. You can, but we just like taking it out. Just make sure you look in the middle of the cassava, and then you'll see those little fine membranes. You can take them out. Now that I've gotten all of the membranes out, I'm going to add all of my other ingredients. Firstly, starting off with my green seasoning. And one thing that I forgot to mention, guys, I also added 2 tablespoons of butter. I didn't have this in the first part of my ingredients, but I just like adding butter as well because I find it gives it a really nice flavor. Just as mashed potatoes, you want this to look the same, so I'm just going to continue mashing this until everything's evenly mashed up. And then I'm going to continue adding all of the other ingredients, and follow along, guys, while I do this so that you can see. Now that I've mashed this up with the potato masher and it's easier, guys, I'm going to go in with my hands. Of course, after washing my hands. I just like using my hands because it makes it easier and it gets everything evenly distributed. I'm just going to go in with my hands, continue adding my grated garlic, the green scallions, and my all-purpose seasoning, and salt to taste as well. If you like, you can use a fork, but I just like using my hands because everything gets evenly distributed. If it's too hot, you can just use the potato masher, mash it up at the first so that you attack it while it's hot, and then let it sit until it's cooled down, and then you can start using your hands. Now, as you can see, I have mashed my cassava up. If you want, you can also add some hot sauce to this, but I'm not going to be adding any hot sauce, either hot sauce or hot peppers. I've just added all of the ingredients that you saw before, and I've mashed it up, continued mashing with my hands. Now I'm going to baste the egg with this cassava. I'm just taking a handful of the cassava, and then I'm going to be doing this, and then putting the eggs in. And just coating the egg with this cassava until it's evenly covered. So this is what my egg balls look like after I've coated the eggs with the cassava, guys. Now I'm just going to coat it with some flour, and as you can see, I've also added some oil to my pan, and that's coming up to a heat. I know some people usually add a batter or egg wash to their egg balls before frying it, but I'm just going to coat this off with some flour, and then I'm going to put it in to fry. You don't want to add too much oil to this, because then it's just going to make your egg balls really soggy. So guys, after frying for about 5 minutes on one side, I've turned it over, and I'm just going to let this fry for another 5 minutes on the other side, and then I'm going to take this off. So there you have it, everyone. The finished product. This is what my egg balls looks like after frying, and now I'm just going to enjoy this with some hot sauce and some tamarind sour. So guys, now I'm going to try my egg ball and sour. I'm just going to make sure I get all of this good flavor with the sour and the eggs and everything, and I'm going to let you guys know what it tastes like. This is so good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And what are you waiting for? Go try out this wonderful and simple recipe, everyone. Until next time, bye!